in me to go after my dream, that I had the courage to keep going, to push through the pain, to rise through the darkness, and to tell my story on the other side.
All righty, all righty. We're on live now. We're on YouTube and Facebook. So I'm going to have to cut the music because YouTube has a challenge. Okay, let's go. Let's start. Let's rumble. Let's do what we got to do. All right. So first of all, I want to say good evening on a Sunday, early evening. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. And we have a lot going on in the real estate end of it. We have a lot going on the power trade end of it, the millionaire in the making trade, and the mastermind. Now, one thing I want to say about all this is that when you're getting close to getting a lot of your program together, especially when you're in a lot of those other programs, to getting you already have your Dun and Brad, you have your business experience and your Equifax and whatever. All right, there's a few other things you end up having, but the thing is, I want to go ahead and let you know is here it gets really interesting when it gets close to having all your stuff report on your business credit, especially when you're going to have like anywhere from 200 to 250,000 up to $2 million reporting on your business credit, and everything has to. I'm saying has to. This is the difference between getting the $1 million in business credit versus getting 50, 25, 1,000, 100,000. Even maybe $200,000 of business credit lines. This is cash lines, we're not talking credit cards. We're talking business credit lines. And there's a lot that goes into it, but the thing is a lot of people don't realize is that everything now in that area is very detailed. That's why in the beginning, when you set yourself up, we're kind of very detail oriented to go ahead and make sure that you're able to go ahead and get everything correctly done in the beginning, because now when it gets close, when our team now starts doing the research, our team starts doing our research along the way, but we do a last minute check. And there's a lot of things usually with people that are building their business credit. There's things that they're not, it's not you're really aware of. But the one thing here, that's one thing we do teach you all the way through. And we find out really where your areas of strength are and weaknesses are. And there's nothing bad about that. The area of the weakness is where we do the work. And the weakness does not mean anything's wrong. It just means that's where you're going to get hit at. Mostly will cost you a lot of agony. It could cause you pain, if you let it. But one of the things we want to let you know is that we're excited to do that because it gets close. It's like the adrenaline. We like this because, all right, this is out, because we know what has to be put in. Now, then we tell you what needs to put in. We ask you for information to tell us what we need. Why? Is because we need it to do our R&D to make sure that we know for a fact that you are ready to go, which means to apply applications to here, to there. And some of them are going to be pretty big. There's some of them I can't do right now. There's one, and that's more than one, but there's actually a few people. There's for $450,000, and they don't need tax IDs. They just need everything to match. And if it doesn't match to the T, it'll be an instantaneous no. So, and this is even before they finish the project. That's why I'm saying is that even if you don't have a score, this is no personal guarantee. This is also no collateral. Everything's based off how articulate with your business you are. Also, another thing, this week is a very important week, actually, because this is June. July is going to be the second quarter. Again, does your second quarter look like your first quarter? Which means this: if you haven't applied for any of your cards, if you whatever you've been doing in life, it's perfectly fine. But don't complain when you don't have the $1 million you've been looking for. A lot of you are looking for certain things to get done, and that's fine. And there was a few people that reached out this week and said, "Hey, I need some help for you. Can you go ahead and do this?" And I would do the call with them, and they gave me their information. And then oh, that's all I have to do. That's all you have to do. And all that's, I got to plan the timing because it's around the it's around the other area of the primary and also the millionaires and the mastermind club that we have going on. So for those of you that are just beginning, are going to just beginning, we're getting close to closing out. There's some things that we're going to be doing. Well, I started saying a lot. I don't know why. Picked up a bad habit for some reason. So one of the things that I noticed is that this is the time of year that if you're going to get started, get started. Now you say, well, I've been trying, I want to. Okay, great. All I can do is tell you when you go to the email, give the information, what program you're looking for, what you're looking to get started for, and what area. So when we call you, we don't have to burn any time. One thing about the business, once you decide to join, you're going to join, because then it comes into the conversation of, what you join up for. I want to know what you're signing up for. You all have all the information at info@corporatecreditblueprints.com, info@corporatecreditblueprints.com. If you're, like I said, a person that's looking to go ahead and join, and you're like, I'm adamant, I'm right on, I'm ready to go, then that's the line. You're the line right there. Tell us what you're looking to do, where you're looking to go, what program you're looking for. And if you say, well, I don't know your programs, it's perfectly fine. Where you're looking for, what dollar amount you're looking to start at. I mean, this tells everything we need to know in the conversation to have with you. And also what we're going to send you, because there's some things that we'll send you probably already received, but that's still the same process we're going to use with some of the beginners. Our tech guy's been saying, boy, there's a lot of stuff going out on certain books, and yet we don't see certain things happening inside of what people are. They're saying, I want to do this, and they get started, and then all of a sudden they disappear. So I'm sending out an email too, so you guys know this. I'm sending out an email to everyone that belongs to the organization with us, every family member, all right, that's with us, that signed up and paid. Some have paid money and they disappeared. I tell you in the beginning, some will say, wow. Some will say, wow, man. And some will say, wow, man, what happened? They quit is what happened. It's like this, you invest in yourself to quit. That doesn't make sense to me. So I'm calling them out and sending an email. Hey, look, you guys signed up for this program long ago. You paid this much for the program. It's going to be the email is going to be the basic, but it's going to be individualized on the money amount, because some people will come in and spend a good amount of money and they disappear. They let life get a hold of them. See, here's the thing. Life's going to come at you whether you do anything or not. Whether you stand still, life's going to come at you. Whether you're moving around and doing great, life's going to come at you. And I don't know if it's going to be good, bad, or indifferent. It all probably depends how you look at it. And there's always challenging moments. Nothing wrong with that. Now, with that said, they're going to get an email. And if you happen to be on that particular email, I'm going to tell you, look, you paid to get in, and now you paid to go ahead and prove it doesn't work. Well, here's what they do. They want to do it on their own terms. You hired us to coach you. You hired us to be the consultant, and you come into this whole thing as a lion, then all of a sudden you turn into a sheep. See, a lion doesn't care about the opinions of sheep. This is what we keep telling people in the thing. It doesn't mean you be mean or nasty. It just means that you maintain a certain demeanor regarding if you're building something, you're going to get a return. Why would you quit? Because some people I want to get all those gas cards. Well, you need the gas card sometimes to get the scores. I just want to get the scores. Yeah, sorry, there's a lot of gas cards. So what? We're coaching you. We're telling you what to do certain things quickly. So you're paying us. Like you go to college, you don't tell the professor what he's going to teach. So that's what you want to do. Go somewhere else. Because here's the thing. What we do works. It doesn't work because you don't work. You want to do it your way. Well, if you're doing it your way, why even pay? Go do it your way, and God bless you, and may you do the best. Now, we have some people in here that are really articulate in the programs, and when they pay for it, they're articulate. They follow the instructions. They're always, when I say always, the ones that actually kind of gone to college, they understand what they paid for. A lot of them are school oriented, so when you give them the assignment, they follow it. Then they're asked, is there any extra credit I can do? In a form of a question, is there anything else? Some that haven't have a challenging time of following directions because they're thinking about how they want to do it and how they want to answer it. No, we just ask you, the team asks you, hey, we want a black circle. Just send us a black circle. Man, they sent us 22 different forms of a black circle. I didn't say send 22 different forms. Just send a black circle. If you say it's a black circle, then I'm happy with the black circle, but not 22 different ones. Come on, give me a break. So what I'm saying is, if you're going to be the lion, stay the lion, go after it. We're going to show you where the food is, and we're going to get you there. Once you get there, you're going to have, you'll be able to understand why we say certain things, because eventually you're going to need it. Some people don't even understand what the line of defense is. They're also busy in the myths. They're busy in the myths, trying to go ahead and figure out the myth of business credit. Why? Why are you attempting to find the secrets of business credit? There is no secrets. It's just the way it's put together. See, a lot of people think, oh my God, there's secrets. No, there isn't. Everything that we've done and we learn is all done because at Corporate Credit Blueprints, we've done everything to go and research, to go ahead and see, you know what? This is what's working. This is what we're doing now. And one of the most beautiful things is this. Here we just recently, there's a group of us right now. Well, when I say a group, there's 3 of us. All right. We found the property. We just put a new roof. We just have a new roof put on. All right. It's valued at its full value of being fixed up. It's full value. All right. It's after market value when it's fixed. It's worth $225 in the area. We got it for $165. We only spent $5,200 on a roof, and it's a 30-year roof. All right, not a flat roof. It's a peak roof. Okay. Also, another thing is this: we spent only $7,500 on quick paint inside out, depending on what needed to be done, and then also the the bathroom always makes a big difference, and so does the kitchen. Little touch up there. All right. Now, then we're going to pay someone about $2,500 to come and clean the house, do all this other stuff, outside, inside, grass, whatever it is. All right. So the time we get done, we're probably going to spend roughly about $175, give or take a little less. Plus, maybe the real estate's commission would be like $180 or $185. All right. So we're going to go ahead and profit pretty good on that. All right. Now we're not even going to go for the $225. We're just going to go for the $220, maybe $215, depending. So now we all walk away with, guess what? A little piece here and there. The bottom line is, it made it easy because we put all our business, our corporate credit. Not one penny was used from personal amount of money. It was all used from everybody's corporate credit. And they figured, okay, we figured exactly what we're all going to need and what we're going to get, what we put in. That's it. End of story. Someone's in charge of, okay, here's your properties in your area, go get it. All right, cool. Now, the next thing is that the other areas we look at is like, okay, great. Now we get all the painters in the area. We find who the people in the area are going to be. Something happened on my camera. Don't worry about it. It'll probably come back again. So one thing is that we have a team. So there's a lot of stuff we're busy with. And guess what? This is the people that are with the mastermind, the millionaires in the making trade, and also the power trade people. There's some people I only work with one-on-one with because I have certain amount of things and I want people that are going to actually follow up and follow through. I get a boatload of good stuff in good areas, but the thing is, in between the other stuff I have going on with the demolition company that I'm actually working to set up and everything else, that's a one heck of a return. And the real estate, a lot of people, oh, it's no good. Good, keep saying that. I like real estate that's no good. Then when the real estate gets good, we're already ahead of the business. there's a lot of great stuff that goes on when you begin to understand your designing of your business. What is your design? I'm going to say this, and I've said it many times. So when you are in the business with us, you're going to remember this. If you decide to leave us, still remember this. Remember what I'm going to tell you. Your business is business management / consulting. That's it. Business management / consulting. Don't worry of trying to figure out why I say that, because everything we do from the beginning when we build you, we're setting you up for the future so you'll know, God, I remember you said that. Not now, because I'm going to bring it up to you. I'm going to bring it up to you. One thing you want to begin to understand is that what happens when you're building your business credit, there's a lot of stuff that goes on, but I always want to let you know, no matter what, and also, another thing, I'm going to kind of jump over here. Also, when you set your business up, you don't want to pigeonhole your business. If you want to pigeonhole your business, this is the reason why we create divisions. This is the reason why we create divisions. Divisions are so you can let your ego and identity get all wrapped up into the business on the line of defense area. Your main mother company will be the business credit building. Eventually, if you already have a business started, we'll show you how to switch it over, and you can switch it over and you build your business credit from there. Or you keep the one you have now and move it down to move it over. There's a way to move over to your corporation, and then that could be eventually your mother company, and then you can switch things around. But one of the things I tell you is this: you have more protection under a corporation than you do under an LLC. I went over this before, and I'm going to see if I can find that link about that attorney and his words that he said exactly what I was saying way back when they first came out, and even till this day. He says LLCs are the worst because of the fact you can get through them because they're not a corporation. LLC stands for limited liability company. Big difference. The reason why I keep saying this, I'm not saying what you have, if you have an LLC, is bad, but just be prepared that you do know and be aware that you have that white X on your front and back, just like the British did in the Revolutionary War, the perfect target, front and back. You do not get absolute protection. That's what I said. In a corporation, you still don't get absolute. If you do everything correctly, you will get absolute as long as there's no fraud. And I guess if you don't kill anybody. Other than that, you're good to go as long as you hold your meetings like everyone else needs to do once a year. You get your permission slips, which that we tell you about how to do those. We're not here to be your attorney. We're not here to be your tax advisor. We're not here to even be your financial consultant. What we're doing and what we have done is many things in the area is what we're doing today, what we used before that's still working today, or we update what has happened to today's verbiage, so today's verbiage is current. So this way you get to keep current. One thing I want you to begin to understand, you've seen this many times. I'm going to ask you again, does your business have the resources to survive? And if you're starting brand new, like I said earlier in the conversation, by doing the real estate we did out at one property, now that's only one. That's one of a few things I have going on with other people going on, because some things I get a lot of good leads and I pass them on, and this is how it goes. This is what we get. And the max we do is 4 people at a time, because it starts getting too weird after that. Max of 4, but everyone has to be the contribution inside of it. We agree up front, then we sign an agreement. This is what you're going to do. This is what you're going to do. This is what you're going to do. And if you don't do it, and we step in, you're out. End of story. You don't get anything. Nothing. We'll just reimburse the money you put in. End of story. That's it. Because you're going to play, you got to play. Which means you're going to play, you're paid, and you're going to play. So some will handle, like I said, there's things that need to be handled. There's someone that gets certain things done, so on and so on. So the whole, it's like doing a musical or a movie, a script. You have this piece, you have this piece. Eventually, we're going to get together. We're going to know what's happening. and then I'll get into other areas. So one thing that we really do to let you know about the why it's so awesome to use your business credit, even if you only have $100,000, you'd be surprised what you can do with that. You have 4 guys that have $100,000 in business credit. Y'all can do, even 3 guys, you still can do something. I mean, I like a bad market. Everyone says a bad market, a bad market. Well, guess what? It's not. I can just keep telling you. Now, with that said, does your business have the resources to survive? It doesn't matter if it's 1 in 5 business operations before the first year runs out. About 50% make it to the 5-year mark. And that's information from 2019. All right, not too old, not too young, and not too whatever it is. But what I'm asking you, what are you looking for to go ahead and build your business so your business is moving you forward in your daily dream of what you're up to? Is there anything missing? What's missing? A lot of you, what's missing is some of you, like I said, you want to do it on your own. You want to do it your way, which is perfectly fine. I already told you I'm going to send out an email to a lot of people that have, either fully paid or they're still missing payments. But you know what? Doesn't really matter. If you paid us to come to school, not to follow directions, that's on you. Now, following directions doesn't mean you're going to do it your way or try to say, well, my thought is, right now, personally, your thought can just be put to the side until we get you to where you want to go. And from that point on, you can dance any dance you want unless you stay in the coaching. When you pay us to coach you, when we're done, great, you can do whatever you wish. Or if you're going to stay in that other coaching arena, that's fine. Again, here's the thing. The reason why people hire coaches is because you can't see yourself what you're doing. Even I have a coach. I don't have my eyes that pop out of my head that look to see what I'm doing every day. It doesn't. I need someone to go that tell, okay, great. What are you doing here? How much time you put in here? How much time you put in there? All right. Okay, get this done. You got to get that done. What's in the way? What's missing in the moment that which would make a difference? Those are questions you begin to ask yourself. As we get into more of the training with the power trade, the millionaire trade line, and also the mastermind group, these are the questions that we ask each other. So what's missing in the present moment, which will make a difference in the moment to you for your future? See, whatever didn't work before didn't work. If you have fears about doing some things or whatever it might be, then you call out and say, look, I'm and this is what, and we tell them, I'm telling you, it gets really gut raw in those rooms that we do, the millionaires and the trade lines, and also the mastermind. It really gets really down to the nitty gritty. It gets raw. It really does. It gets really, really raw. But one of the things I want to let you know is that the beautiful thing is that you are also the master of your life. We can give you all the coaching we want. Doesn't mean you're going to follow it, but it's like the basketball players or baseball players or football players or anyone that's doing well out there is if they're not doing anything in business, if they're not following the coaches they're hiring, which is the coach's business for their business, which might be basketball, baseball, whatever business arena it's in. Why would you hire a coach to go ahead and tell them you're stupid, you don't know what you're doing? Not literally, but when you don't follow the direction, it's pretty much what you're saying. Then why would you pay? Again, I use a college example, even though it's a good example, it could be one of the worst. Is this? What is it? Why would you pay for something? Those who went to college, why do you pay to college? Did you ever argue with the professor saying your homework's stupid? I'm not doing it. I'm going to do my own homework. How about those who get your PhD? No, I'm not going to do a thesis. I'm just going to write you a story and give it to you, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Think about it. And this is straight talk, because we really want you to make it. The email I'm sending out is going to let people know, look, you pay for this. Where'd you go? We're not mad at you. I want to put in there, we're laughing at you. but I won't put that in there. But the thing is, I really are like, God, they pay for something out of what? They go away. It's too hard. Well, and the reason why they go away, because these people, I'm going to tell you, they are making money. So their mindset is, well, I'm making money. I'll just take it as a loss. Da, 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 da. And they'll try to blame it because they don't want to follow directions because they think they have the answers to everything. If they did, they wouldn't be looking to go ahead and build their business credit. They wouldn't be looking to go ahead and try to have MPO, OPM, other people's money, OPM, other people's money. They wouldn't be asking them because they run into situations. They got to go borrow money. Let's say it's for real estate, a hard money lender, and pay particular interest on this, and then they lose out, or they got to pay whatever it is. We have somebody that one time, not now, but they had 10% on $800,000 a month, $8,000 a month they were paying, and they wanted to get out, but they weren't willing to do what it took to get out. And they ruined their business credit because they got late on business experience. Now there's a way to fix all that. So they just quit. And they want to blame that you wanted to do it your way. Cool. Because that's one of the things we say. You're going to do it your way. That's what you're going to get is your way experience, and your way of your way action, or your outcome is your way. See, even if you have money, your way still will sabotage you, because if you have money and making money, why would you go ahead and throw it into the garbage because you want to do it your way? Which is fine. You can do it your way. But the thing is, don't point the finger, except go look in the mirror and point the finger in the mirror, and you're going to find out you have 3 fingers pointing back at you. We're here about supporting everybody, but we're also here to tell you point blank the authenticity about, hey, did you pay us to be right that things don't work? Or did you pay us to be right to say, well, I make money, so it doesn't matter, I can eat it off and blame you because it didn't work? Or is it the fact you're that righteous that you don't want to follow directions because you walk on water? Come on. None of us walk on water. I know for a fact I don't walk on water. Even in the shower holds me up so I can walk on water. So I don't walk on water. If you think you walk on water, then I know who you are. But I don't think you do. And the reason I'm saying is, if you think I'm talking to you right now in the public, I am. If you think I'm addressing you, you know I am. And if this right now kind of hits home and say, well, who is this guy saying this? Call me and ask me who this guy is saying this. Because guess why? If it hits a nerve, you know that I'm on course. And it's not that you're wrong. That's fine if you want to do it that way. Come and pay us to do it your way. No problem. We'll give you, all the paperwork that you need to do it correctly. And guess what? If you don't do it our way and to get you where you want to go in the beginning, it's perfectly fine. Not a problem. You go. Those of you that graduated from college, you really didn't do it your way because you couldn't do it your way. Now, you can study different ways, of course. You can have someone else stand in for you as a proxy to take notes in the class. But when it comes down to taking the test, you must take the test. All right? So, and guess what the test is for us? It's how much business credit you get. How much business credit you get. That's the test. That's the grade. That's how much you know what you're learning as you go on. But when you hit $100, $200, $300,000, you already know, guess what? Oh, I'm following the directions, or whatever it takes. That's what I'm saying. Does your business have the resources to survive? And that doesn't always mean money. It means sometimes up here, up here, up here. Wouldn't you be willing to follow directions to get to $1 million in business credit without using PGs? Wouldn't you want to go ahead? By the way, I'm only drinking this, okay? Whatever that is. You can't see it. Let's see. Coca-Cola. That's what I'm drinking. Do I sponsor it? No. I also have Pepsi. I like Coke today. And I have Coke once a week, and Pepsi once a week. That's it. So now, let's go on here. Now, we help you connect the dots because a corporation is a legal person. If you don't understand what I mean by a corporation is a legal person, corporation was formed long ago, way back when. It was a, guess what? In the early 1800s is when they designed it to be a legal person. It's the 14th Amendment that actually gave the corporation the power. So, with that said, let's move forward. So, now let's see, connecting the dots, corporation is a legal person. When I was a kid, all right, here, let me tell you when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I'm talking about like maybe 18. That's when I got a first taste of what it's like to have a business and how it works and it doesn't work. It's pretty interesting. No one even tells you how to connect the dots. They tell you how to get business credit, but is that really connecting the dots? What do you learn from that? How to fill an application? How to get a DUNS number? I mean, what do you really get from that? See, one thing that we do teach you here is that we teach you here to have all the dots connected. So even if you're a person that's just beginning in a different level of a program, you're still going to need to connect the dots. Even in the like I said, non-incorporated, an LLC, C corporation, you know, what corporations do you want? Here's the one that I like, and this is the one that our business, through experience since 1985, okay? Through experience is a corporation. And the double taxation doesn't exist unless someone really explains to you what the existence of double taxation really is. Ask your bookkeeper. I'm going to tell you what my CPA told me. Sorry, I meant the CPA. Ask your CPA. Ask your CPA what this is. The CPA or your bookkeeper should know this. Someone's walking down the hallway. All right. So one thing what your bookkeeper should tell you is this. See, double taxation is when they pay dividends. It's not where if you work for the corporation and you get a paycheck for the corporation, that is not the true sense of double taxation. Double taxation is when the corporation gets hit on the dividends as well as you get hit on the dividend payments. That's the double taxation they're talking about. Any CPAs out there listening, or anyone out there that has a CPA, call them up. Google it, do something, and go to info@corporatecreditblueprints.com and let me know that I'm wrong. Double taxation is not what you think or hear. When you get a good CPA, the good CPA is going to tell you double taxation is when the corporation gets taxed on the dividends and the individual gets taxed on the dividends. Don't collect dividends, collect gold. I'm not going to say anything more about that because the dividends that we pay is in gold. Think about that for a minute. That's all I'm going to tell you. So there's many strategies that we have so you can win the game even when you lose. Now, I don't know where my tech guy is, but I know he's somewhere. He's having a good time in life. And I don't know if he's listening on YouTube or Facebook. Either one, hello, tech guy. He's the one that makes sure things run right. Okay, next thing is this. See, about never bringing the pain home is one of the most exciting things you can begin to understand is that we show you from day one about not bringing the pain home. And let me go back to what that first thing, I'll just back up now for a moment to here. The reason why I like corporations, you don't bring the pain home. Debt follows tax ID. I know you have smart rats out there. Well, you can do the same thing with an LLC. Okay, cool. But where's that X sitting on your chest? Because it's the managing member that's going to take the hit, which is usually a flesh and blood man, and they knock on your door. Knock, knock, knock. Again, you want protection, you use a C Corp. And then you're going to eventually learn the strategies why you're going to use the C Corp and how you're going to structure it so you have a line of defense which does not allow the pain to bring home. You don't bring the pain home, which means you don't bring the financial pain home. You don't bring a lot of that stuff home to your door. It goes right to your office. Even if you work out of your home, you still have a business address, and possibly by now, after at least 90 days, you have a mailing address. Even if you live in an apartment building, yeah, eventually you're going to get a little challenging to get more credit because of that, but not right away. Or you have to go to a virtual office. Like I said, don't put all your eggs in one basket. In other words, you're going to have a corporation that actually builds the credit, and it's going to begin to move it to the children. And that's the part you really want to learn. Why? What's important about that? Well, guess what? About 98% of it, you won't have to PG any of that for the divisions. 2%, it's not a big deal, but those are safe PGs. Now, it's too risky to put all your business in your egg basket. If you must have an LLC, there's a time and place for it, and I promise you, you can have an LLC in your name if you wish. If you wish. You can call it, Joe Hofendorfer Basket Weaving LLC. Not a problem. On your line of defense, you can pigeonhole anything you want. But when you're forming your corporation or the LLC, you've got to keep it generic. You don't pigeonhole it. That's why everything you ever list your businesses as business management / consulting. I'm not going to go ahead and explain why yet, but that sets you up to win across the board because you're going to have a history of all that saying business management / consulting. And I promise you, it will not ever be a white lie. It will be the fact what you actually do. Now, I'm not here to be your legal accounting advice person or your financial consultant or your attorney. But here I say, even when we get to certain things in our business, we tell, hey, go ask your attorney then. Not a problem. Now here, this big old purple thing here is the line of defense. This is where you're going to build your business credit. Down here where you see the red and almost kind of some other color than baby blue, this down here is your line of defense. This line of defense allows you to be all egotistic all you want. You can have Joe Hofendorfer Sandwich Shop, Joe Hofendorfer Manufacturing, Joe Hofendorfer Real Estate. If you must have your name, there you go. Down here. Up here, you don't do it. No, 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 no. Now, then we plan on the problems. There's always something that's going to go wrong in your business. You don't need to panic. You don't need to go, oh my God, why is he being negative? No, folks, this is something that you really go ahead and learn because guess what? This is not a perfect world. This is not a perfect world. This is a world that you live in that no matter, some of you, think about it. I promise you, some of you have been out there, you got new tires on your car, and a week later, somehow you get a flat. How did that happen? Ran over a nail. You think you got new tires, you're immune to nails? No. If it hits the right way, it's going to go in, no matter how new it is. If I got high treads, it doesn't matter. It's going to go in between the treads. You just never know. And the worst one to get Even if it's a brand new tires on the sidewall, you can't fix those. Well, you can if you want to take a risk, but they're not safe to fix. So what I want to let you know is, most of all, is that's why we say we plan on the, guess what? We plan on the problem so you can be prepared mentally and with safety credit. Safety credit is also a thing of another line of defense for you. Safety credit is one thing that you, guess what? If you're prepared, you know what to do. If you're not prepared, then you have to scramble. If you have to scramble, then guess what? Then you're behind the 8 ball. This is what a lot of businesses operate. If you don't have a relationship with money, and I mean a relationship, not the relationship you think, well, I can't spend this, I can't do that. I'm not talking about that nonsense. I'm talking about the relationship knowing that where money actually comes from. And I'm not going to get into all that stuff here, but money comes from possibly where you probably have never thought where it comes from. But once you begin to understand about where money comes from, the safety line of credit makes a whole lot of sense. Like, wow. A relationship means that you know what money is. You know who runs the money. You know also that money is only a measure of something. I'm not going to say what. Now, I'm not going to say what. Why? It's not the place. So I just want to tell you, this is some of the things that we go over. So I just want to go ahead and let you know, this is another thing you begin to learn. Now, a lot of things you want to begin to, for you, if you can begin to understand, is that we're not here just to teach you a basic how to build business credit. It's like when you do personal, when a person gets their personal credit fixed, do they really understand what they did? Like, really? A lot of us wants to get the credit fixed, and all of a sudden, 180 days later, they're back in the same boat because they don't really understand what they did and also how that works. So that has a whole other process of it working, instead of understanding, wait a minute, how does my personal credit really work? How does business credit really work? And this is what we're showing you. Some of the ways that we actually teach and train you in is to let you know that how the business credit works is way smoother than the personal credit. Personal credit, you're penalized. You're penalized almost for every move. You apply for personal credit, they ding you. And they ding you harder, or they judge you harder when you apply for credit and don't get it. Versus when you get it, it's not so judgmental and point-wise against you, but they're still going to hit you with it. Then they penalize you. You have to wait 24 months to get the charge off. Well, here's the beauty. If you apply for a card and you do get it, you can't argue the inquiry, because if you do, they'll cut your card off. There's all these little things that they tie you up with. In business credit, though, you can apply for 10 places in one day, and it's not going to affect the business credit. It's going to, of course, they're going to say apply for 10, whatever it is. It's going to give you the times they applied, but it doesn't do anything to your score. So you're going to begin to find out business credit is really awesome when you begin to learn how to use it and how to play with it, how to make it work for you. So what I want to let you know tonight is thank you for being here. We're looking forward to get the email from you. We're looking forward to go ahead and also speak to you. Call us. Write us the email right down here, info@corporatecreditblueprints.com or corporatecreditblueprints.com. It's corporate credit blueprint, corporate credit-blueprints.com or info@corporatecreditblueprints. Info at Corporate Credit Blueprints. Info at Corporate Credit Blueprints. Info at Corporate Credit Blueprints. That's what it is. Info at corporatecreditblueprints.com. Email us there. Tell us what program you're looking for. Say, well, I don't know which one you're looking for, but this is where I'm looking to get started. Okay, great. We'll call you, and that's the parameter we'll talk in. If you want to talk more and you're going to up more a little bit, that's fine too. This way we know what we're going to talk to you about. I'm not going to talk to you about, the grandiose stuff that's, well, you're not there yet for it, which is perfectly fine, but I don't like doing that to people. Tell us where you're at. Tell us what you're looking for to do. And then from there, we'll go ahead and talk. Okay, great. If you say, well, no, I can stretch a little more here, that's okay too. Just let us know in the email. We'll be glad to go ahead and catch up to you and then work with you. So I just want to say good evening. And most of all, thank you for being here. I appreciate your valuable time. So if you have any questions, if you want just a 30-minute consulting call, then you can value the time by calling. So you folks have a great evening and have a great night.